Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
That worked
Radiant's
just by a
bottom
bit,
tower has fallen.
but you know, how much is it worth now? How much? In that 5v5, but it doesn't do much for the Wraith King itself is the issue. Like it's like a item you build to draw even, not necessarily to win. It's really an item that you build to kind of draw even in the fights at the worst. So that is available, but I'm not sure. Like, that's the best thing I can think of just to make sure Pin can still pump out the damage if he's targeted, to make sure Excalibur can do something despite losing the Resurrection early. It's an option. It's not the most confidence-inspiring option. You know, it's not like a Divine Rapier in a Medusa. It's not like a Divine Rapier in a Kunkka, or any of those kinds of items. It's really just almost like a fail-safe that ensures you still get something in a trade.
Radiant's top
Jesse, he'll go ahead and pick up a full MKB now as well. Things are just getting bad to worse here for the Radiant. They will go ahead and claim Shrine up at the top lane.
Has fallen.
Outer towers or shrines left for the side of SMG. Singularity, they are doing the smart thing. They've been split pushing a lot. They've been making sure these waves are kept pushed out. It looks like TFT don't really mind too much because the Roshan is going to be up in 1 minute from now. Jesse is very low on mana. Excalibur, he's already expended one line. They'll jump in with Shackle. They're going straight after Hero. Jesse still alive. In fact, he just heals up so darn quickly with the mana. Now the Ice Blaster, that might be the answer. Excalibur still whacking on him, but it's not quite enough. The Pulse Bombers will be there from Hero in time. Excalibur, he goes down as well. They're throwing everything but the kitchen sink. They'll finally find Jesse, but he'll buy back immediately. He's ready to go again. In fact, no, wait a minute. He has to defend that bot lane. They lost the range Rax throughout all this, but still, he will TP back towards that Roshan pit. Shacklo does not want to die back right now, but it looks like he doesn't have a choice in the matter. Does get Reaper Scythe from Frost, who has an Aghanim Scepter as well. And now the Roshan's available, but even if they don't want the Roshan, John, they've got two heroes with no buyback available as well. Teknopochki gets pulled out.
And you look at Jesse right now, level 25. He actually went for the split shot modifier, so perhaps we'll see something that can make use of that. Maybe Scotty's going to come out next, maybe some form of lifesteal, but it's going to be really hard to deal with him now. And again, that Roshan coming up as well, the Cheese and the Aegis. You already commit so hard to try to find that kill in Jesse. It takes you multiple buybacks this game, and now he's going to have to do it through the Cheese and through that Aegis as well.
Do you think that talent choice for Jesse may cost them later on? Because that plus 1,000 mana was going to make it almost like he just couldn't die. Now, I'm not saying the other talent is useless. It's actually very, very good, but that 1,000 mana could be the difference in the future, assuming SMG can actually find a really, really nice jump on Jesse.
Yeah, it's rather strange considering that Jesse actually doesn't have anything that uses modifiers right now. He has that Butterfly, he has the Manta, he doesn't have Lifesteal, he doesn't have Scotty. I'm really not sure. Maybe he got it for the MKB. I'm not sure if that even counts as a modifier.
That one's popping just from that split shot from Jesse. He's still hitting the tier 4 tower. This Caliber, he's going to lose a life out of this. Jesse's not even aiming, and he's still getting the tower. They are going to jump in though. Nice one. And Jesse's gone very low. The Reaper side will be there on pinging in second. He's gone. No buyback available here. But now Excalibur going to get chased down. The X will be there. Sibby gets X as well, but he doesn't mind too much. He's more than happy to. And that'll be GG well played. They call it. They've had enough. TNT. They ran the Medusa draft off. The Medusa draft just doesn't tend to lose in the late game.
It definitely doesn't. Single actually gave a really good fight in the first 15 to 20 minutes. They just lost the man. They gave way too much space back to TFT. With that Medusa, you just play catch up, you hold until 35 minutes and you win.
Team secrets turn to ban.
I mean, they could play the Mind Control Sanking 3 and then the Shaman as the 4 as well. We'll have to see. Could be Shaman 5. Again, it's just a flex opener for Liquid here. Don't have to commit to anything just yet. But they have lots of catch and reach already for the Drow Ranger in between these two picks in the Sanking and the Shaman. What do they want to go for on Secret here? Do they want to pick some kind of core really early that works with the Drow Ranger? Do they just want to pick up like a solid support here? I mean, Enigma's still in the pool as well, if they really want to go for it.
Team secrets turn to ban.
Earthshaker.
Yeah, I like the Earthshaker. It gives them really long initiation range, which when you're playing against the Shaman, having the Fisher to be able to cancel his shackles and whatnot is really nice. Obviously gives you really good lockdown for your team as well. Good team fight. And, like, allows them to already, possibly, you can kind of see them maybe grouping up around this Earthshaker, around the blink timing, remaining. If they're ahead at that point in the game and just forcing structures down.
Team Liquid's turn to ban. Team Secret's turn to ban.
Seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
I'll be honest, I'm very surprised they didn't pick Rubik for this. 'Got the Deuce in return. Would have been really good with the Drow as well. Possibly, yeah, mid one's been owning on that hero at the most recent major. It was very good.
5 seconds remaining.
Team Liquid's turn to pick.
Okay. Found out the OD obviously would have been very nice as well with the Drow. Obviously having that attack speed to help you build up the int even quicker. Very nice. What do they go for here? Do they want to show where the Sanking's playing now and play like, pick their 3, 4, 5 as their first 3? Or do they want to pick a core here? Normally, when we cast games, I have a decent idea of what's going on in the draft. This is like so next level between these two. I have no idea what they're going to do. It's really... Like, they have decent wave clear. They've got decent catch between these two heroes so far. Do they want just to pick up some kind of core they're comfortable with here would be my guess. So maybe something like a Viper might be okay. Or a Lycan maybe to get on top of the Drow might be okay. It works with the Shaman in terms of pushing ability.
Team Secret's turn to pick.
Oracle.
Okay.
Seconds remaining.
It's still mid-sanking, dude, remember, anyway.
5 seconds remaining.
Right, so if you're Secret now, you're probably going to pick Puppy's hero here. Witch Doctor's still in the pool, if they want to go for it. Give some good sustain. I think you kind of want a range hero to work with the Drow Aura as well. Always nice. Abaddon's still in the pool if they want it, though. Obviously, very good purge up against the Shaman spells. What else is there? A decent catch. I feel like they just want something that wins the lane. But maybe like a Bane as well, but playing against Oracle, probably not the support you want to be going for.
Team Liquid's turn to pick.
Vengeful spirits.
Okay, so it could still be Zai's hero. Gives them really good pushing potential now as well, but most likely to be Puppy, I think. We've been seeing Zai play the offlane Venge every now and then. Again, it's still a flex pick for them, so they can just wait to see what Liquid pick here and then just round off their draft themselves. I think the Secret have to be a little bit wary of a possible Storm
10
pick.
seconds remaining.
Secret. It's really good reach to get on top of the Oracle straight away at the start of the fight. At some point in this game, when he builds a Beekeeper at the moment, the Storm's going to have a free game. I think Liquid have to be wary of that.
Team Secret's turn to pick.
Templar Assassin.
Ooh. kind of. I mean, the TA is like a nice hero to pick here just because it's going to do okay mid no matter what it's against now. Like you were talking about before, I think a lot of the bad matchups have already gone. The only one that's left, I think, is Razor, which does pretty well against TA in the mid lane.
5 seconds remaining.
And especially with the Drow Ranger. But then you have Drow Ranger of Razor as your 2 cores. It's a little bit awkward. I feel like you want to put Nisha on something that's a little bit, scales a little bit better. He's not used to playing these TBs, these Deuces, Morphlings. Been playing a little bit of AM as well, but not really what you want to be going for this game, I don't think. I don't think so.
Team Liquid's turn to ban.
Tusker!
Oh. Liquid are like, we're 1 on 3. We can't wait for this really good game against Secret that we're gonna have. Oh. Oh, there's a Huskar. I mean, TA, you have decent damage to last it with, but when the Huskar starts getting a few levels online, he's really going to bully you out the lane. So yeah, this Huskar should be absolutely fine. What's their answer to this now, though? No, this Huskar. They don't... I mean, I was going to say they don't really have much of a save on their team like an Oracle or a Dazzle, but they've got this Venge with the swap available, so this Huskar's going to be standing at the front sieging towers. If he's ever in trouble, just swap him out. TA in the side lane feels really sad, like you say. I think if Secret just pick up some kind of big team fight hero here, like a like a Tide or a Brewmaster or something. Oh yeah, like an Enigma, like that's another good example. They're just gonna group up and go. Like this is really scary. They're really scary for Liquid, I mean, sorry. Look at the push potential at like the 15-minute mark for Secret. Like they're going to have this Helmet Dom on the Enigma. They've got the Drow Aura. This Huskar's going to be massive. They've got the Venge with the Vengeance on the Wave of Terror. They've got like maybe Yapso can get a blink roughly around that 15-minute mark as well.
5 seconds.
That's going to be such a huge power spike for them. They have like okay wave clear on Liquid as well, but it's not like they're playing Wyvern or something where it's really far away wave clear. Like the Shaman has to get relatively close where he can get jumped by the Earthshaker or the Venge. Like Sand King has to run in with Sandstorm to clear the wave as well. So when these pushers come in from Secret, they're really going to struggle to deal with them at the moment. I feel like they've been left to pick too much from their last pick.
You may now select your heroes.
Ooh. I'll be honest, I still feel Secret's draft is more likely to win for me. But we talked about the Lycan possibility earlier in the draft. It has come out in the end. I like it. It's a good way of getting on top of the draw. It's okay against Huskar as well, like you say. Try and get through him quickly. But I just feel like as long as Secret get off to a good start, and between the Earthshaker, the Venge, and the Enigma, like this supporting cast behind the 2 cores of Secret, I feel like they should be okay if they can hit this really good timing, especially around the first Roche. they can get that Aegis for themselves.
Prepare for battle.
So, Yap's obviously starting with the boots. Yeah, he is. This is a standard build at the moment. You just get the boots and the 2 clarities, just wandering around trying to get some Fisher blocks off. Especially with this Huskar on his team. I mean, if this TA ever gets blocked off by a Fisher, she's in trouble. From the Radiant? I feel maybe they thought that Liquid were going to be playing... They might have thought that Liquid were going to be putting a sentry that would have blocked off the normal spots. They just want to put it further along so that they can see the rune all the time. You know, possibly see any rotations coming towards mid as well. It's like if you're this Lycan, right, in the safe lane, you kind of don't want your support to be with you against the Enigma because you can't really pressure the Enigma out of lane. You know, the wave's always going to be coming towards him, so you might see this Lycan support in the lane rotating towards mid a lot.
The battle begins.
Yeah, but when you have the Earthshaker on your team, he wants to block the wave, like you see. There's an Enigma as well. They can't really contest the runes that well. So they're quite happy to just set their lanes up the right way instead. You're going to block again with the... No, he's just going to let the range creep go instead.
Denied.
First blood. You better get used to it.
I was going to say, this is like some guy in a pub. He's like, oh, as if this matchup isn't hard enough. I have to play against Drowar and a Shaker roaming around onto me as well. Like, please just leave mid alone. Let me have a game. Like, come on, guys. Yeah, when you're Liquid here, you really just want to force the 2 support spot because they're a little bit greedy. GH. I mean, this is just a trade. This is just a trade farm lane. But obviously, when you have an Enigma in the lane, Guy's going to be very happy with that. Just constantly denying the range creeps. Down in the spot lane as well. Ooh. It's cleverly moving around. I wonder at what point he has to just try and start jungling here on the Miracle, because already you see mid one's just bullying him off the lane completely.
Chill out.
Ours.
The thing is, though, is like it's really good that you're pressuring this Drow Ranger in the lane because it forces the two supports to sit here and sap his XP to stop the Drow Ranger getting closer to 6. But at some point in this game, when Nisha does get 6, he's just going to hit that top Radiant jungle with where the Ancients are and just catch up. Like, and if Mid 1 and Xayah are both having an absolutely free game at this point, is it worth pressuring the Drow this much? But I think is I don't see a better situation for Liquid in the laning stage with the setup. It's very difficult for them.
Regeneration.
Yeah, Miracle has had to go back to jungle already. Not nice for him, but there's, you know, it's just the best scenario, unfortunately, with the way the game's going.
Now.
Might be in trouble.
Wish fulfilled.
Elemental gold.
There's still one hovering around on the top side after Xayah picked one up just because he wants to get back to lane, but I'm sure someone will go and pick it up at some point. Yeah, exactly. Oh. Maybe I have a feeling he might have meant to say that Miracle's missing. That we should do something, but I think he accidentally nipped him instead. But yeah, I mean, with this Earthshaker, like you say, there's not really anything they can do mid. So,
Wait some more.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Look at GH and Kura just walking all the way top towards Xayah. He might be in a little bit of trouble here. They really don't want to let him take this tier 1 tower with the catapult.
My sojourn ends here.
You die before your time.
Bot lane.
Kingdom is dust.
The lanes are lined with the likes of you.
So Miracle's actually got more XP than the Huskar at the moment just because of how well he's been jungling and how efficiently he's been doing. It's very surprising. He obviously doesn't have as much net worth because of the early start, but obviously a lot of the creeps are small.
Oh, cold.
Yes.
Top lane though as well. Yasuo really wants to make a play around the black hole here.
Invisibility.
Okay, so Zai's actually not... Ooh. There's a point in meld as well, so there is that little bit of extra burst from him. Kind of...
It feels good to get back on my chest.
Bot lane as well.
Radiant's
MC.
bottom tower is under attack.
The ultimate sacrifice.
It looked to me like such a clean game for Liquid. Like, they knew the Shaker was there because Miracle scouted him out before, but thought they could burst down the Enigma before Yapsol could do anything about it. But unfortunately, with the way that Zai's built, because he has this buckler, he's a little bit more tanky than they possibly would have thought. Especially from this physical damage coming through from the TA. He's third in net worth. Bid onslaught.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Nisha, bot as well. He should just about manage to TP out there before they had any more stuns up to cancel his TP.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Wish fulfilled.
Is he the greatest of all time? It's difficult, isn't it? It's difficult to say if there's a greatest of all time without talking about different positions as well, because like, how do you compare a 4 to a 1? It's very difficult. Oh, come on, man. You do this to me. But he now needs to hit that level 6. He's going to hit that Radiant top jungle like we talked about. Well, mid lane. Got the sentry down though. What? Oh, he turned his armlet off as the core stick went off. Oh. It's on. I'm really happy I didn't carry on that conversation about the greatest of all time, because I was about to say something about mid one as well, but after that, you know, we've got to reassess our options, I think.
Invisibility.
Interesting skill build from Poppy as well. Normally we see people max out the Wave of Terror just for the extra physical damage up, you know, Roche potential and whatnot. Oh, actually mid lane, hang on here. The mech.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Now Secret are all gathered around the mid lane. They might just look to try and push this tier 1 down here. She, you know, based around side with this mech, with Puppy, taking the auras.
Dire's middle tower has fallen. Radiant structures.
So Yapsol's about 1,000 gold away from his blink. We talked about that 15-minute mark. He's going to be a little bit slower than that, unfortunately for him, but it's still going to be at a decent time, especially when he's gone for the tranquil soaring first.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Dire are scanning. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Sharply has fallen to the Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
But at the same time, for Liquid, they at least get something
Radiant's
in return. They get the bot tier 2, so not completely free for Secret. I think Liquid understand that without the Lycanroc, they can't really contest that Roach Pit. Very difficult for them. They'll take whatever they can get off the map. I wonder if this Enigma is going to build like a Crimson Guard after the Greaves this game, or whether he just wants to go Arcane's mech, then go for like some other kind of aura item, or if he'll finish the Greaves. There's a few different choices for inside this game. I feel like you really want to, you know, base your whole item timings around this early push that they can go for. The Enigma,
middle tower
like possibly, but will he go for Greaves? Like he's got Blink queued up now. Yes.
Radiant's middle tower has been denied.
Radiant are scanning.
Elemental gold. Gold for me. Settle. Materiality is
Same time, the Miracle's pushing down bots, so Secret are going to have to send somebody to deal with this. You know, they're not going to freely be able to take all these towers. You know, the Absol's going to be the one that has to deal with this. He really wants to finish off his Blink here as well, but with Oracle and Lycan rotating in, Secret have to be a little bit careful here, especially Absol.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's top tower has fallen.
Look at Zai coming in though. She's gone.
double kills. The sacred warrior falls. Triple kill. Unstoppable ultra kill.
Do you remember that Miracle Tough game that we talked about? What happened?
Radiant's middle
He's just been
tower is
free
under
farming for
attack.
like the whole game so far, it feels like, in the
Radiant
jungle. Like Secret
structures
haven't really
are
contested him because they've been more focused on trying to hit their own item timings and then grouping up. But in the meantime, you know, Miracle's farmed up this Death Zone. He's got the Blink coming out on the Courier as well. Completely taken over this game. He can blow any of these Secret heroes up now, it feels like.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
I mean, like Secret have this Aegis, or they had the Aegis, sorry, but they weren't able to do anything with it at all. Like Liquid just forced them back to their base and kind of just picked them off one by one. The Miracle jumping in and finish off Nisha first in that fight completely destroys them. It gets rid of the aura, gets rid of the silence as well, which is, you know, really good against this Sand King, the Shaman, even the Oracle as well. Matum is really close to this Necro 3 now.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
I don't think so, no. I might be wrong with that, but I'm pretty sure I played it recently and I don't think it could. What?
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
I don't think so. It's night time. If they would have had a ward on the high ground, they wouldn't have seen it. They get a Helm of Dom kill though.
Radiant's top tower
Nice,
is under
200 gold
attack.
Phoenicia.
Radiant's top tower has
Yeah, they're doing
fallen.
very well. It's not like the Huskar Drow lineup doesn't scale though.
top
You know,
tower
Drow's
is
scales
under
better than
attack.
she ever used to, just because of how the new marksmanship works, avoiding armor and whatnot. But this Lycan makes the Drow's game so hard. He's just gonna run into the middle of these fights and absolutely munch this Drow down. So she does have to be careful with his positioning. I guess positioning doesn't even really help that much when the dog's just going to run after you anyway. No, there's not, and it's that's a good shout, but it's going to take a little while for Zybe wants to farm up towards that. But the way that the fast tempo that Liquid are playing here, here comes the Lycan. GH is finding Yapsor. Oh. No, he's there. What? Bamboozled.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified.
You have to be careful. Be careful here with Liquid because you've used all your spells and Black Hole's still up from Zai. Not really. They still have Echo on Shaker as well. I think you just get the tier 3 and get out here.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
You've got to be careful there for Liquid because especially with the second Roche about to spawn, you take a bad fight on their high ground there, all of a sudden, if it's an early Roche spawn, Secret are just going to waddle into the pit and take that for themselves. And the commanding lead that they're in, you really want to make sure you play around this next Aegis timing for yourself. I haven't really seen much from Yapsor this game. He's kind of been picked off a lot at the start of fights.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Anything from you.
There are some things you weren't meant to see, such as tomorrow.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Yeah, unfortunately for Secret, they can't really turn this into anything though, because all their lanes are pushed in towards them. You know, you just got to take this time just to carry on farming, push your waves up back the other way, try and get ready to set up for that Roche. BH is so rich on the Shaman. He has Blink Aetherlens and he's working towards that BKB now as well. 7.2k net worth. But almost, you know, he's only 1,000 gold away from mid one.
I've seen everything.
Oh, Yapsor, I fucked up, but don't worry. I'll just swap him again.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, it would have been really nice for them if they got the pick off into the Roche, but like you say, it's Just not going their way, unfortunately, this game with the timings. GH has to be a little bit careful down here. Oh, he blinks away from the Fissure.
Radiant's bottom shrine has fallen.
But guess who's building a halberd back the other way on the Liquid side? It's MC up in this top lane farming it up. They're really good against the Drow and the Huskar. And without both of the damage coming off from them in the same fight, I don't really see how they take down these cores from Liquid. You need the constant damage from both the Drow and the Huskar, I feel.
Double damage!
You're going to see it's a part of the game now where both teams are going to start just, hanging around the pit. It's this Mexican standoff. With the way that Drow works, obviously the lanes are going to just push out in favour of Secret. This range creep in the bot lane just going to town. They both just want to play around their high grounds, though. Really difficult for either team.
The final hill.
I'll take your tribute.
Yeah. This is the thing, if you're Liquid, if you keep pushing this bot lane, somebody's going to have to deal with it. Like, Secret aren't going to be able to take this road for free if you really threaten this high ground. Here they go. Tier 3's gone.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen. Radiant's bottom.
Oh my god. What?
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen. Radiant's middle barracks are under attack. Radiant's
2 sets of racks just gone.
has fallen. Radiant's middle tower has fallen to the dark. Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Oh, the echoes.
I'll take you.
Wow. So obviously, Secret understand they're going for this Roche. So Liquid call them out on their bluff and say, well, if you're going for a Roche, we're just going to play on the other side of the map and smash your buildings in. I didn't actually see what happened. I saw the end of the Epi from my control, but he just absolutely dismantled 3 heroes by himself. And at the same time, Miracle and... Miracle and Matumbaman just take 2 sets of racks by themselves, and like, it's amazing you get this Echo black hole off, but you've already lost your buildings. Like, Secret do okay in that engagement in their base, but they're not going to get anything to show for it, apart from the kills. They're 14k net worth behind all of a sudden.
Are scanning.
I think that's fine though, honestly. Just having that extra aura available in the team fights. Unfortunately, there's so much burst damage coming out from the Dire side, especially the 2 cores. Like, Miracle's blowing people up. Matumbaman does a huge amount of damage between all of his summons as well.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Thing is, the way that GH is going to play this fight, though, is that he's going to blink in BKB, cast a shackle on a key target, get really low for all the auto attacks from somebody, and then he can just pop the cheese and still be in the middle of the fight. So I kind of understand why he's got the cheese. He might still pass it across, but honestly, him having it is not a bad thing. Yeah, but at the same time, you really don't want to throw away your lead here, your Liquid. You've got to play it safe. I don't know if they click on it, they'll see, obviously. Oh, what an initiation!
Radiant's turret has been killed. Radiant's top tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified.
Mind control with this Ags on the Sand King has such a big initiation range. Really difficult for Secret. I love what Matumbaman did in that fight as well on the Lycan. He just sent all of his summons on the Enigma to cancel his blink to stop him from getting into the middle of this fight. Really well played by Matumbaman. Yeah, you forced out the buyback from mid one. Might as well chill until you have all your spells up again. No reason to force a bad fight when you don't have everything up. And you just go and take all the bounties for yourself as well.
I'll take your tribute.
The thing is, like, the way if you see Secret at the moment, they're just stuck in their base. Like, Liquid don't care if they're all just stuck in their base. They're not farming. They're not doing anything. You can just carry on farming up if you're Liquid to just, you know, build your advantage. Are there any key items they're waiting for? Not really. It's like an Orchid on TA might be nice, but he wants to save for the buyback just in case, I think, at this point. This is huge. But man, if Miracle ever gets a bash with the talent at 25. Oh. Okay. Shuri's just been sitting here the whole time. But who knows? Because, like, but the same thing, you talk about the Blink BKB on Zai, but if Matumbaman plays the fight the way he did last time, go buyback.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, there's that big black hole that you talked about. Yapsu's still really struggling in these fights to get his spells off. He tried to walk into the middle of the black hole to get his Echo Slam afterwards, but somebody used him up in the air. I think it might have been mind control, just to stop him from just getting that Echo off, and he is really struggling. I don't know. It's almost like they're, you know, two of the best teams in the world. Pushed. There's a DD. Fun. I'm surprised. I honestly thought he would have bottled that there, ready for the next big engagement. But... Secret, they're still just stuck inside. This is like, it's amazing that you win fights like this, and yeah, you like start to build up your lead again, but at some point in this game you have to take the enemy throne. Like, you have to push buildings, and it's going to take probably about at least another 2 of those fights to be able to do that, I feel. Going on Nisha. This one's gone though.
Let me get my arrows back,
I finally look like.
and then you can die.
You look for Yapsel that you might get a big ult off, but all of a sudden mind control just with the big counter initiation there to stop any follow-up. That could have been huge there for the Secret, but they could manage to get away with only a couple of casualties there. It could have been a lot worse after that Echo Slam. Oh.
Illusion.
Blessings.
Lycan is getting absolutely ripped through in these fights, by the way, at the moment. Like, Matumba Man doesn't... He has AC. Like, it's not like he doesn't have much armor. But the way Drow works, obviously with this marksmanship, he's just ripping through him still. Now, if she survives that initial burst, then she just kind of stands in the back line. And if they control the Lycan up, there isn't a huge amount of jump left to be able to get on top of Nisha, which Liquid are really struggling to deal with her at the moment, especially with this E-Blade. Really difficult for them to lock Nisha and kill her.
The hidden ones have blessed me.
Liquid, you just need to you just need to shove these wards down. You know, GH is going to get refreshers eventually. If you can get that level 25 talent with the Serpent Ward's HP, yeah, he's going to pick up the refresher shard here as well. You just need to take a good fight on the high ground with the wards. Like, you just shove 2 sets of wards down, just blink in on the enemy and let the wards finish off the buildings. But if you take a bad fight for Liquid, it doesn't really matter at that point. You should be able to get megas just from the double set of wards. Which is so rich. Look at his net worth. Denies the ward. Okay. A risky play, but fair enough.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
The snakes! The snakes on the throne!
Team Secrets turn to ban.
Ten seconds remaining. Seconds remaining. Dire team ban.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to our third series of the night. It will, of course, be Team Secret versus Alliance. It is MLP Dota, joined by John Expired. John, this is one of the matchups we've been waiting for all night. So I will ask you, sir, how the hell are you feeling right now?
I'm feeling really pumped up off the back of that last game, Mike. I mean, we just saw such a wild draft coming out from SNG, and it's hard not to be excited by that. Going into this matchup as well, of course, Team Secret, one of the teams favored to go into that second phase of the qualifiers, maybe even taking first place if OG does not, you know, if they don't maintain their perfect run, there is a chance that Secret could swoop in. But up against Alliance performing quite well in these closed qualifiers. So this is probably going to be one of their bigger tests up against a team like Secret. If they can pull a win here, then I think they definitely look good going into that second phase of the closed.
Yeah, I saw a couple people in the chat discussing, you know, this game and saying, of course, they think the Team Secret's going to just steamroll over Alliance. I think that it's going to be a lot closer than people expect, because Alliance, and you just pointed it out, they've been doing a fantastic job throughout these closed qualifiers, and they seem to do this. They disappear for a while, they get some scrims going, they do some small tournaments, and then they come back out of nowhere. And suddenly they're one of the scarier teams in the qualifier to be up against. I believe their position right now in the groups, John, please do correct me if I'm wrong, but they are second only to OG, if I'm correct.
Yeah, they are. 3-1 right now. I think they are in the same spot with Secret.
What? John? What is this? What is...
Oh, man.
John?
Oh, no.
Was that an accident? Hello?
Oh,
Someone
no.
call Bulldog. Maybe he has the answer. What the hell's going on, John?
10 seconds remaining.
Oh, man. I think this is the first time we've casted a Techies game, isn't it? Like, we just haven't seen it in our own games, but it certainly has popped out every now and again as a surprise pick. Techies! And look, Mike, where's the Drow ban? Where's the Drow pick? And Techies! What?
Look, we just talked about the Spirit Breaker, right? Last game, we said if you're going to verse a harder team, you've got to bring out some surprises. This is a surprise, John. Alliance is following... EGM must have given the call just over the phone just after that game, go, hey guys, I picked a Spirit Breaker, turned out it works pretty well. And then Alliance said, well, we can't let him do better than us. We're going to go for the Techies.
Techies tiny. It's just... Oh man, just the potential coming out here for Alliance. Sure, it sounds cheesy, but you set those mines up, have someone stand on top, Tiny blinks in, gets the toss, and someone's dead. And you do that all over again. It's just... Or, you know, get the toss avalanche and have Techies follow up with a suicide squad. That's another option. It's just so much coming out from this Techies opening with that Tiny. And, you know, Secret, they've had a great showing so far, but are they ready for this kind of draft? Are they ready for the quirkiness that Alliance is pulling off already? I mean, look at us, Mike. We're at the second ban phase. Drow is still in the pool, but Secret's already got the Sven Darkseer.
Oh, who cares about
they're
the
probably
Drow,
not going to go for it.
Who cares about the Drow? Screw the Drow. He can take a seat. Got a Techies game going on. Now, John, AUI 2000 once did say that Techies was the one hero where the only player having fun in the game will be the Techies. and it is stupidly overpowered. And that was a long time ago. Now, Techies has gotten some pretty big buffs as of late. I mean, you saw me the other day playing it for the first time in years, and it was just such a silly hero to play. Team Secret, do you think they... I mean, it's Poppy. He's played everything. He's one of the masters of these crazy drafts. Surely he knows what he's doing up against this Techies team.
I'm sure they've prepared for it. I'm sure they've gotten general strategies to deal with it. It's still not something you expect. You know, you don't expect the Techies to come out. It's just so far out of meta that it's not even at the back of your mind. And, you know, I mean, it's a stable opening from Secret, to be fair. We've talked about it before, that Darkseer with the Sven, a lot of potential in that team fight. Get the Vac into the wall, the Sven follow-up stun, and the damage coming out in that tight area is just going to burst people down. But Techies, tiny, just area denial, always going to be at the back of your mind. If there's a mine there, if there's a remote, a remote bomb as well, just where do they have vision? Where do they have control? Where is it safe? Where isn't it safe? It's going to be a big factor for Alliance, and they definitely have to maximize that psychological aspect of the hero in this match.
Certainly do. Nevertheless, one more ban before we get to see where these drafts are headed. Of course, we've talked so much about one hero, John. I'm looking forward to seeing some more from either side. What's their final ban?
Remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Now I'm gonna dive into that reserve time once again.
They definitely have slowed down. Like, they are considering this draft quite seriously, figuring out what to ban out, because honestly, what do you expect for Alliance to pull out? It's still a very open draft. Just with a tiny Techies, it doesn't quite dictate what everything else will be, because so many things just kind of slot in with it. So you can definitely see Team Secret just still wondering what to do.
I don't know what
Secret's turn to pick.
they do use a lot of that reserve time. They'll get rid of the Weaver. Team Secret, third pick for them. I mean, they started off with the standard Darkseer Sven opening. Nothing was too surprising for Secret getting started into this draft.
10 seconds remaining.
No, I'll bore you with some numbers for now, Mike. Okay,
Please.
so
5 seconds remaining.
last game we saw that Spirit Breaker coming out. That was a very uncommon pick. It was picked a total of 12 times. It won 7. This time around, the Techies coming out, right? Not a very common pick. Picked 6 times total over the course of 7.21. It only won 2 times. So it's not as prettier of a picture as that sort of surprise pick in terms of raw stats, of course, in terms of that very tiny sample size. That's a very, very small sample size that really doesn't tell us too much. But that is, all we have at hand. So the Techies, it's a wonderful surprise for sure. But so far, for the teams that have gone back to it, it doesn't seem to have paid off. But still, I'm still way too excited to see this pick. Of course, Secret going with that line, and it combines well with the Darkseer again. It's solid control. It works well with that back wall. It's burst, but Alliance with that Rubik now can turn all of that against them.
Love the Rubik pick though, coming out of Alliance. You've got so many great spells to steal here. You've got the Vac, you've even got the Iron Shells, of course the Earth Spike, Hex, and Finger from Lion. Even the Sven Shield, or I mean, I'm not going to say Godstring because it's Rubik, but you never really know. I mean, Drow is still available if you wanted to go pick that up on the side of Alliance now. Hold on, John. We've got to think in the in the 2K bracket right now, yeah? I mean, there's a Techies in the game. We've got to. Oh, hold on a minute. All right, we're down to 1K now, right? We're in the 1K bracket. If you go and pick a Drow on a line, and you drag this game out until Techies hits 25, he has plus 251 as a talent, right? And with the Drow attack speed,
10 seconds remaining.
He would probably be the position 1 of a lion.
5
Don't you think?
seconds remaining.
Yeah, it's funny that you talk about that because that's what we tried to do last time as well. Didn't work out,
Well, the
but
crowd that,
it's a
John,
possibility.
21K.
It's a possibility for Alliance. Look, you know what? If they do go with that drow, I'd say just go full on special minded. Just go full dumb, full retard all the way. Just go for that sniper as well. Just hold that high ground. Just make sure that Team Secret, no matter what they do, if you have that sniper with the techies and the drow on top for that laning phase and that added attack speed, they go with the Morphling. Now that's a smarter play.
Okay.
Not as exciting, not as memeable, but the Morphling works out well here. A lot of heroes you can morph into, of course. Morphing to that Pudge might be great. Actually, that does sound pretty nice. Putting on that rock while you're running away, maybe while morphing strength just to add some damage on top. Or,
John,
you know, morph.
10
terrible
seconds
analysis.
remaining.
Now you've got 2 opportunities to steal 2 hooks, right?
And that's
5
fair, yeah.
seconds remaining.
It's gonna be something to watch out for. Alliance with that double hooking strat up against Team Secret's Pudge, which is, you know, it's again not that common to pick, always exciting to see, but both teams are shaking up their drafts radically. This is gonna be a wild game, Mike.
I'm so glad they did this. I mean, it's one of those matchups, Secret versus Alliance. You thought it was going to be some epic match between these two, especially with the way Alliance has been playing recently. Of course, Secret is always fantastic with the way they play, but these hero picks, I mean, they really put on a treat for us this time around. Alliance,
10
one final
seconds
ban, and I
remaining.
just can't wait to see how they close this off. I don't even care who they ban at this point. Somehow the
5
Drow's still
seconds
available, by the way. If Alliance decided they're going to run like some kind of like mid-morphling and safe lane Drow or some crap like that, I mean, why not? Really, they've already got 3 ranged heroes on their side. It's pretty greedy, but you never really know. They do have ways of delaying the game after all with the techies pick.
Yeah, definitely so.
Dire team
They ban out the OD, which is a fair move to make when you have that Morphling and the Tiny. You know, it's just not going to be a great time for those 2 heroes when that hammer is dropped. So I do like that ban. How do you close out your draft if you're Alliance? They have that Morph, the Rubik, the Tiny, the Techies. You mentioned the Drow. Not banned out, not picked up. Is an option. I don't see
10
Secret going for them
remaining.
for that Drow themselves later on in their last pick. Could be coming out for
5
Alliance. I
seconds
don't think so
remaining.
though. Like, they've completely ignored Secret as well. Completely ignoring it. It's not a factor. It's not in native for them. It doesn't fit in. I want to see a sniper, Mike. I want to see a sniper.
Sniper, huh? Fair enough.
Yeah.
Why not? I mean, look, we're thinking very below our MMR right now, so it wouldn't surprise me. But no, they will go the standard Kunkka. Fair enough. Team Secret, they will go the
assassins your
TA.
hero.
Okay, we're back to normal. Things are okay. Mid 1, he's going to be on that signature TA that he's been dominating people on. Koifa, he'll go on the Kunkka. Looks like it'll be a position 4 techies by Tiger, unless he plans to try and play the position 3 role, but that looks doubtful. Usually you see Boxy taking that position 3 role. So position 3, Tiny? I mean, they could just switch it up, I guess. The thing is, Techies doesn't really take a role. It kind of just disappears from the game for a while.
Definitely does. Should be interesting how they execute this. I mean, both sides really having really just out of the box drafts, right? These are not common heroes coming out. For the most part, you do have some oddities here from both sides. I am interested to see how far Alliance can take these techies. Can they get enough control with it? Can they get enough stall from it to buy space for Mickey to get his items going? Can they maximize this pick, deny the map for Secret, and overtake them? Or are they just going to stall out the game once that high ground's being sieged, just drop all those remote mines, and kind of sit back and delay?
Oh, this guy has Big Seb right there. Sven, he's going to be on the front page there. Nisha, of course, with a lovely Sven. No big sword, though, which is very upsetting. Rubik by Mickey Dota. No, that's the Mickey Dota fan. That is not Mickey.
That's insane, yeah.
That's insane, yeah. Mickey, not embarrassed about his much shorter set, but that's okay. But we'll see the longer set come
Prepare
out.
for battle.
Whoever it was before.
Absolutely perfect. Absolutely perfect. Absolutely, absolutely
Very
perfect.
quick smoke coming out, John. I don't even know if you analyze this game seriously anymore. I mean, we're certainly not used to this. The high fives, though, will come out very early on from Secret. Of course, I'm sure everyone's in very good spirits going into this game. Can they catch anybody out? Has a Stormhammer ready. Insania, the closest target to them on the Rubik. Isha. Loop around Insania. He reacted a bit too slow there, Puppy. He's going to be there for the follow-up Earth Spike. And that should be first blood go to the wave Secret. And it will be Puppy. He'll go ahead and pick that up on the Lion. They'll loop around, see if anybody else is there. But it's only Mickey, and he's hiding behind the trees right now.
Mike?
Yes?
The Yapzor has level 1 Flesh Heap.
Why?
Yapzor has level 1 Flesh Heap. He has 1 stack, but he has level 1 Flesh Heap. Could have been a misclick? Could this be... Nah, it's probably a misclick, right? Surely. Unless he wants that health regen.
He gets the health regen, John. He can lane with this.
The battle begins.
I mean, I'm just guessing here, but I'm assuming that's why. I mean, 5 HP regen at level 1 is not such a bad thing. When you add it onto his passive regen, he's got 8.8 now.
That is a massive amount, but what do you... I guess, you know, he's still gonna get his level 2 anyway?
Yeah, I mean,
so it's not the biggest deal.
With him and Zai creep skipping like this, he's gonna get it pretty darn fast. It's almost like you've never seen a Pudge vs Techies in a pro game, John.
I'm sorry, Mike.
They are going to jump on Mickey. They are running a tri-lane here. Zai going to move in onto Mickey, though Tiger will rotate over on the Techies. He does have the blast off available if he wishes to use it, though Zai being trapped in the tree line, he will eventually get off, and there's the blast off. Won't lead to anything quite yet, though it does make Zai feel very uncomfortable, I'm sure, with that low HP. The Absol going to be chased down, and look at the damage coming out from Tiger. That's unbelievable. 32 per right click.
Oh.
No wonder Yapsor went for that to level up the Flesh Heap first. He needs that regen up against Tiger. Earth Spike will be there, however. No way to really slow him down without a rot. Tiger just going to be chased down, and Yapsor not even right-clicking at the moment. Insania will be there, and there's the Iron Shot. That's why he's not right-clicking. Tiger looks like he should be first blood, but no, Salve will come out in time, and now Yapsor's in trouble. Insania does not have Flip, has Fade Bottom, there's the blast off. They will be able to find the Yapsor kill on Insania. And a 1-to-1 now. What a fascinating start to a game.
It's a tri-lane on tri-lane, which is already something you don't see too often. Add to that, it's a Techies and a Pudge in the same lane. And a Pudge with Fleshy. Oh no, he has Rot now. Okay, this makes a bit more sense.
Insania going to be chased down. It's going to be pretty hard to get away from this Iron Shell and Rot coming out from Yapsor, and he is dead. Think about that one, John, but this is a pretty potent combo.
Really is. Like, despite not having that hook, if you can just run up and rot and do all this damage, you don't need it.
We should talk about the other lanes, but before that, Pumpy will end up losing his life to Mickey. We'll quickly have a gander at what the other lanes are doing. Mid one on that TA, up against Koifa on the Kunkka. It does seem like Koifa has had a nice little lead there with the CS, but this is a TA after all. She'll catch up rather quickly, it seems. Of course, bot lane. Yes.
It's one thing to point out as well, this matchup between the Kunkka and the TA, you can clear out all the refraction with Torrent. If you manage to land that, it's just gone.
Point indeed. Bot lane, Boxy is going to be pretty much soloing on the Tiny. Looks like he was up against, well, Nisha by himself, but now Puppy will join in. He's had enough of that top lane. Well, of course, Tiger just denied himself on the Techies. Nothing special there. Looks like Boxy going to go for an avalanche, though. Tiger is going to join in as well. He did end up getting rather low, but Tiger does have a nice salve he can pass over. On top lane, Zai and Yapsor still doing Darkseer and Pudge things with the creep skipping. He's trying to do his best to deal with it, but it is rather hard as a Rubik, though. He will be chased down now as well. He went a bit too far. There will be a lift down and it will stop the chase. Mickey on that Morphling. Seems to be doing a pretty darn good job farming underneath that tier 1 tower. Doesn't seem too concerned by the fact that he has to farm under that tier 1.
Yeah, again, we've seen this before on Morphlings as well. They get creep cut. They don't really care. They have pretty good attack animation, pretty good attack damage as well early on, so they can contest that tower quite well.
Fade Bolt will come in. Now the X from point, but Torrent as well. They're going to go straight after Yapsor, though of course he does have the ability to deny himself, but it isn't going to be as easy as that. Qualifier, he did have the haste rune, and of course he hits like a truck already. He's going straight to that mid lane afterwards. I guess did give a bit of space for mid 1 to catch up with that CS now. They do... Well, they basically are on even grounds. Mid 1 going to have 5+ hits ahead of the Conquer now.
I mean, you can definitely supplement that farm for the TA by dropping into the jungle as mid 1 is doing. So, you know, despite that lane being pretty rough early on, he is catching up quite well. I mean, he's overtaken the Kunkka at this point, and that's not the greatest news for Koipa, but he's still finding something from the lane anyway.
Puppy, this is the Earth Spike down a bot lane, but Nation can go claim that bounty, but now the Avalanche toss and the blast off comes in. It's a lot of damage coming out onto Nisha, but can they finish the job off? Doesn't look like it. Be able to run away, and he'll be able to commit that shrine for himself. Puppy on that line.
Radiant's bottom tower is
Zai,
under attack.
still doing Darkseer things, just creep skipping over and over again with that level 2 Iron Shell. Insania still trying to deal with it as the Rubik. There's not much they can do unless Qualifier rotates in. Now with the X and the Torrent, it should be enough, and they will go ahead and finally claim that kill onto Zai.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Give them a 2-5 lead here in terms of kill score, about 6 minutes into the game. So there is a slight net worth lead for Secret anyway, so the game still remains very, very even.
Definitely so. It does look pretty good for Alliance again. They have all these early kills on the back, and they're still finding the EXP on these heroes despite the pretty aggressive early start. They're still managing to find the levels so far, but things have stabilized just a bit. You know, we're back to dual lanes as well. Nothing too wild coming out anymore.
Boxy gonna get caught out here. Blast off though comes in from Tiger. It won't be enough, but it looks like Boxy will have enough time to run. A nice toss is there from him onto Nisha, just throwing him away from himself. He'll survive for another day. Of course, they will go shrine up themselves now on the side of Alliance down that bot lane.
Invisibility.
Looks like mid lane though, Yapsor does find himself a nice invis rune. It does find Qualifier as well. He does have the level 1 hook available now, but chooses not to initiate quite yet. Gonna wait for mid 1 to lay that trap, and now with the trap down, he can just run in with the rock. But look at those rotations. They know Yapsor's around there somewhere, and now the boat comes in. Straight onto mid 1. Can they burst him down? Yes, they can. The blast off was there, and Insania actually claims that kill. Now they go after Yapsor. He'll be alright. He will survive the damage coming out from the Cooker. Puppy as well will TP immediately, but they do get a massive kill in the TA.
Yeah, once again, that's the target they did want. Rather unfortunate that Yapsor does walk underneath that sentry ward, which just means that Koipa knows that the TA would have gone forward, trying to get an aggressive position, and has the supports rotate in. Nice clean pick off, and that does just slow down that TA just a tad.
Interesting thing, when you look down at this bot lane, like Boxy, he got so low, he was below 100 HP. But the thing is, you can't walk into that tree line because you know Tiger's placed some mines there. These mind games in the bot lane just going on here. Boxy just trying to juke them in, or bait them in, I should say. Puppy gonna cop an avalanche and have to blast off. Well, yes, of course they do. They'll jump in, but Puppy turns around after Tiger. Can find the kill eventually, but will lose his own life in the process.
That's still a bit of a win for Alliance. Again, you're giving these kills onto your core, you're sacrificing your support who, you know, is pretty much doing his job, right? This is what you expect from Techies in the beginning phase. He has been quite disruptive. I think the one thing you would want is Taiga getting a decent timing to his 6 is all you can really hope for, but considering just what the Techies does in that laning phase, it could be a while.
Meanwhile, in the safe lane of Alliance, Mickey farming very well on that Morphling. Almost 4k net worth on him. Second is, of course, going to be the Conquer, played by Alliance as well. Looks like they want to try and shut down Mickey here, but Yapsor going to try with the hook and will connect as well. Mickey, he will have the waveform, however, and he can just escape out pretty safely.
Yeah, again, a nice move to make, but they don't quite have the burst or hold to really keep in Mickey just yet.
Mid lane, they are going to go after mid one again, though. He does have refresh. Yapsor will jump in as well. They will allow mid one to walk out of there out of fear of probably being hooked in. Oh, Puppy gets rooted in place, and now the blast off as well, though that secondary mine didn't really blow up. Maybe just slightly mispositioned, but still. Puppy gonna think twice about walking back up that way. Timing while top lane will get caught out by qualifier with the X and Torrent. He will surge away, then waveform will not connect, but Mickey will be able to find the final right click. And that's gonna make it a 3-8 the way of Alliance now.
Yeah, and it's certainly a very good start in this laning phase already for Alliance. They've found everything they want from the lanes, despite the early aggression from both sides.
Oh, the toss into the 2 mines. Nisha, he cops a lot of damage, but Yapsor is here. They're gonna go straight after Tiger on that Techies, and they do find the kill. Nisha will claim that on the Sven. They've got level 2 of those proximity mines, but apparently that's not quite enough to dish out the damage they need against Nisha. Those level 3 ones there may be damage they're requiring. So Boxy gonna run in with an avalanche, and now a toss as well, straight onto Puppy. It won't be enough damage, and now he's in trouble. Yapsor does have a hook in about 3 seconds. Mines are still there though, he loses almost half his HP on the punch. Will be alright, but it does mean he can't actually pursue that kill attempt.
Yeah, again, just a lot of aggression coming out here on the bot lane. They are trying to secure Nisha a good start, and he's not really tapering off too hard in this safe lane. He is going to have a good timing in his Midas, so it is paying off for the most part.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Yapsor gonna stick around at that bot lane. Boxy might be in trouble here. Nisha looking for a Stormhammer opportunity, but trying to make sure there's no mines around. They will throw it out, and now the hook just to get him out of that range. Qualifier though will come in with the boat straight onto Yapsor with the torrent as well. They're just gonna try and burst this punch down, and it looks like they will do so successfully. Qualifier even looking for another target if he can. But the X is on cooldown for the moment.
Top tower is under attack.
Yeah, while all of that was happening, Taiga was in the area to soak that EXP, and he has his 6 now, Mike. This is when things start to get a bit worrisome for Secret. Of course, now you have to really invest in some detection to find these remote mines. Make sure you don't fall into a trap from Alliance.
How creative Tiger can be on these Techies. This is nice from Yapsor though. He's looking to set up with that Dismember. Nisha will run in. They can't allow the blast off to happen, and they will not. Nisha claims another kill, but will walk in to another proximity mine. Will lose a lot of HP because of it. Okay. In fact, no, he won't. Boxy jumps in, avalanche toss. Almost takes him out, but just not quite enough damage. Nisha, he's had enough of this lane. He TP's back to the fountain. He did just use his Midas that he just picked up anyway, so he's more than happy to back off and heal up. Though Zion may not be so lucky top lane, he does get X'd up. The phone and Torrent are there as well. He committed that surge, but it won't matter. He will end up losing his life. It's going to make it a 5-10 now, 12 minutes in, but the net worth still remains very, very even.
That's really down to Nisha getting the farm anyway on this Sven. Like, he's been playing pretty safe on that bot lane. Mainly his support's really copying the ganks for him. And, you know, with that quick Midas, his farm should be able to keep up quite nicely as well.
Mickey looking to go for a Lincoln Sphere as his first item, and it's been a while since we've seen that on Morphlings, but suppose up against that Dismember, Stormhammer, and all the stuns and hexes coming out of Puppy on that line, it does make a lot of sense. Make sure he's able to get out of these situations when he needs to. Feel a lot safer initiating in as well with that one.
Definitely does.
Will be there on Yapsor bot lane. Looks like Foxy actually wants to go for this, but Dismember is there. Now the rest of the team, though, joining in Alliance. They really want Yapsor dead. Waveform even coming in from Mickey, and they're going to go straight after a tier 1 bot tower now.
Should be a very straightforward push as well. Secret not in position to really defend this, and it's just going to go.
Nisha will go ahead and try to find a trade up at the top lane with their own tier 1 tower. Is almost there as well, and I don't believe Alliance actually has TPs available to try and defend this. The Nisha should be able to pretty safely find this kill. Though mid lane, they definitely don't want to allow that one to go down. Mid one, gonna get X up with the turret both flying in as well. Boxy now with the avalanche, but can't toss thanks to Puppy's head. Wall being dropped. Design. In fact, Yapsor going straight after the Rubik Insania. Gets the Earth Spike off himself and now lifts up Yapsor. He will die anyway. Stormhammer flying in straight onto Boxy. Can they find the Tiny? A nice torrent and an avalanche to stop them in their tracks. Though it's like Nisha has not done yet. The finger from Puppy. Though that proximity mine looks pretty scary right now. It will not actually work out. The side of Secret will find another T1 tower in the mid lane as well as a couple of kills.
Yeah, that's a very favorable trade for Secret. They do claim a bit more control on the map with these two towers that they've taken out, and doesn't look like they're ready to back off yet. Still looking pretty healthy, so they can stick around here.
Qualifier, Earth Spike, hook is there from Yapsor as well. And Qualifier really has nowhere to go right now. He's just gonna kind of soak this damage up, and he will. Though Insanian coming in, Mickey is there as well. They will go ahead and claim Puppy's life. But against Secret, definitely finding the favorable trade with those kills.
Definitely so. Again, just managing to get that pick off on the Kunkka. He's not, he's not too far behind, but he is lagging behind the cores from Secret, really trailing behind that Sven. Even the TAs had a better time.
On the bright side, for Alliance, Mickey still having a great old time with his gold. Almost got that full Lincoln Spear up about 15 minutes into this game.
Is under attack.
One Deso up, looking to probably go for a Blink Dagger next. Perhaps even just go for the BKB first if he really feels like he needs it. Echo Saber will be completed up on Nisha now. Secret setting up some kills up the top lane, and Boxy is there. Dominant Creep will scout it out, and Yapsor does not go for the hook yet. Get rid of that Centaur. Secret are looking to set up for that tier 2 though. Qualifier gonna find Puppy. Will throw out the X and the torrent as well as the boat though. Nice hook from Yapsor to save the day. Now the Hex goes thrown out on Boxy. Earth Spike from Insania will not end up connecting. They will end up pausing this push here from Secret, however. So both sides not really going to lose too much out of this. So mid one now.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
We'll actually go into the Roche Pit instead. With that Desolator, it is going to make it a lot easier to take this down quickly. And Nisha will even pop the God Strength as well, though it does get scanned out. I don't believe they'll make it in time from the side of Alliance, but they are trying to get there. Yapsor went for a hook. He will find Qualifier. He knew they were going to be around that point, and now to dismember, the Avalanche will come in from Boxy. Qualifier still trying to make a run for it. He got the Torrent out, but not the boat, and he will end up losing his life in the end. The Aegis will, of course, be claimed by Secret as well, and will be placed on mid one.
Yeah, and it looks like despite that rocky start in terms of the exchange of kills, Secret's still finding their momentum. 9-12, but 4K network lead now going their way. And that is down to both mid one and Nisha finding the farm they want. They just weren't really kept in check by Secret too well. Sure, they shut down that TA for a bit. They didn't stop the jungling from happening, and the Sven as well had a pretty okay time down bot.
Secret gonna go ahead and push that tier 2 top tower. Of course, they did end up losing their own tier 2 down the bot lane, and it looks like that was Tiger's work on the techies. Still though, they'll find the tier 2 fairly easily. And with mid one this farmed up on the TA, this is when Secret really starts to snowball. Boxy, he cops the trap though. Yapsor hooks a creep, unfortunately. It may not matter though, because Puppy found the Hex. He will get the Earth Spike as well. Insania is coming in and does get the Earth Spike off, but Puppy will finger and get the job done. Insania now probably going to be in trouble as well. He gets trapped up. Puppy making the chase. Trying to place some mines down, and actually does a lot of damage to Puppy. Finds the kill as well, but now may be in trouble because Zai, he gets the back, he gets the wall. Mickey is here on the Morphling, but what the hell can he do right now? Probably not much. He'll morph into mid one, but that probably will not save the tier 2 tower in the mid lane.
Yeah, there's just no way he can defend against these 4 heroes so far. Doesn't really have the backup of Qualifier as well, as he is shoving in that top tower while all this is happening. So, no defense, tier 2 goes down, and that's pretty much all the tier 2s from mid and top gone. The only lane that's really left standing for Alliance is that bot lane.
They're going to go for the tier 3 tower now. With mid one this strong and still hot on the Aegis, he's feeling rather confident. Gonna Gonna fly in onto this vent. Now the toss back as well. They really want to try and take down Nisha. The hook. Yapzor, he'll find Boxy instead. But they won't mind trading. Nisha, he will lose his life. And now the blast off comes in. Tiger doing a lot of damage. And that Silence especially doing a lot of work. They'll toss in Mickey to find Yapzor. Yapzor, however, still finding Boxy on the Tiny. Bareng. Looks like it was around the tree line there. So I suppose you'd call that a successful defense there from Alliance. They did not end up losing that tier 3 tower either, so that's a positive for them. They've got a fair bit of gold out of those couple kills they found.
Radiant structures are
Yeah, it's still a pretty good trade for Alliance. They do look like they're going to be shoving in that mid tier 1 as well, but with that Fortify, not really going to have the time to clear it out.
It does have that link, but it is broken already. Insania almost getting melted there by mid 1. Yapzor trying to find a hook. Trap does connect on Insania, but no, he goes to the TV plane, and it looks like they won't find him in the end. Great play from Insania. But again,
Yeah, definitely just having that great game sense to juke out the hook. TP's home, does go away with its life. They are going for the high ground again, and this is mildly concerning. Just the HP on that tower is not there anymore.
That's one of the things when you're versing your techies, John. You never let the game drag out. While Tiger is dead, they jump in though. Nice boss back. They want to get rid of the Aegis, excuse me, mid 1. Gonna get walled on as well. Will have the Aegis removed from himself. Tiger now moving in as well. Looks like some proximity mines though. It looks like the blink will be there from mid 1. Mickey jumps in, does more into the dancer, does hit the back off. Now Boxy again with a very nice toss, though it won't be enough to kill off Zai quite yet. But that boat and mine maybe. In fact, no, it isn't. They might just have to let the Silent Secret leave the building. The Boxy does not want to allow that to happen. The X is there on Nisha. Now the back again, Insania gets melted in the hook from Yapzor. He found Quaver on the Kunkka. They found Boxy on the Tiny as well. They'll jump on the Kunkka and get rid of him. Mickey, can he get himself out of this one? He does go Scepter up, but the stun will still connect from Nisha. The Surge is what going to help the cause. Yapzor doesn't have hook available. Mid 1 though will jump in. Mickey strength morphing and wave forming as best he can.
under attack.
Nice TP play as well after the waveform. We'll get him out of there safely.
Regeneration.
I mean, Alliance is definitely playing on the edge here. They've lost a lot of the map now to Secret. Network advantage as well, all the way to Secret now. You are really riding on Mickey to have the damage to deal with all of this right now, and really buy time for the techies to start planting all your defensive emplacements. You want to have those mines up by your tier 3s, maybe by the racks as well, to prevent that high ground push. Not quite happening yet for Taiga. He is starting out, but we haven't really seen the greatest use of these mines yet. A lot of them down in that secret jungle, but no one's been there to farm in a while.
What surge is this?
Look around those mines. It's not really enough to kill somebody off. It's just more so to try and catch somebody out while they're going back home, low HP. At the very least, it does give vision on mid 1 farming the jungle though. But the position Alliance is in right now, they definitely can't try to be aggressive towards the Radiant jungle. One. Trying to farm up as fast as he can. He almost has the Ethereal Blade up on the Morphling. One though, full BKB up, and that's a 10-second duration still available. Looks like he's going to be going straight into the Crystallis and Daedalus after that. Influence of the techies right now doesn't seem to be too substantial yet. And Tiger's only sitting at 3k net worth as well on that
Dire's
techies.
top shrine is under attack by scan.
Certainly is a slow start.
Top shrine not going to be long for this well. Mid 1 on Nisha will go ahead and take it out. Mickey though does have an Ethereal Blade now, and that could make a pretty big difference in the next team fight that comes for Alliance.
Definitely does add to the burst available from Alliance. It certainly feels like they are lacking a bit in that damage. Like if they don't manage to throw all their spells on one hero, you're not going to be able to burst down Nisha or or mid 1 right now, so they are a bit too big to handle with this E-Blade. Of course, it should have the cost. I'm not sure if it's quite enough to burst someone down completely.
Start off with the X. Now, point that you use the boat down to the bot lane to push out a creep wave. They'll get the tier 3 tower here. Well, Mickey trying to play around in the black back lines, but does waveform back up to the base. Secret, do they have time for this Rax? Mid 1, gonna BKB up straight onto Insania and just bursts him down. Ethereal Blade will not help the cause from Mickey. Buyback will be there though from Insania. Now, Mickey trying to find a nice back with that morph, but no, the Hexel's there for Puppy, and now the wall is being placed by Zai. Mickey's in a lot of trouble, but he will be able to get out of there just barely. He's still strength morphing up, but he's kind of a sitting duck right now. The rest of his team just making sure he stays okay. Looks like Nisha will go ahead and claim the range rack while all that's happening. They are still defending pretty decent. The boat now flying in. Foxy actually throws it away from the boat, but into the mines. They'll find Nisha on the spin. They'll get the X off as well onto mid 1. Can they take him down though? No. Yapsaw, he found the hook in time. Puppy going to be left alone. Will end up going down to Mickey. They do find a range rack. The illusions are still going from Zai, but they're not going to be able to finish the melee barracks off. Of course, the mid lane, the melee barracks are also still standing. It's only the range that's gone down. The defense is still somewhat successful from Alliance. Oh, Yapsaw.
Definitely is.
The mysteries remain.
Tried to go for a hook, but did end up just barely missing.
I mean, Alliance are still holding on quite well, and, you know, it's down to techies as well. The nature of this here is that as the game drags on, you will be able to take control on this map, even if you don't have the objectives. Just having that time to plant these remote mines. The key...
Whew. Almost got the back in time there from Zai. You were saying the key is?
The key for Alliance is really time, right? They're biting for time now. They want their Morphling to be big. They want their techies to be able to play that stall game, plant all these mines up, slow down push.
Mickey gonna get dumped here though. Puppy does pump the Torrent and Boda. Now the hook again from Yapsaw. Full protected by Mickey. He will go back in for the adaptive, but now he's in trouble. This member is there. Can he survive all this damage? He gets a nice back off on the Morphling, but he'll be back as well. Torrent will not connect. Still making a run for it. That Spirit Vessel slowly ticking him down, and now mid 1 finds him, but no, the waveform will be there in time. Surge out as well. It looks like Mickey should be safe in the end, and he will be.
That was a really tight escape coming out from Mickey. In fact, that's really the story of this game so far. Alliance just barely getting away with their lives and all of these exchanges. And, you know, time will tell whether or not all this time bought, all this time invested for Taiga to start mining up this map. It will show us whether or not it's worthwhile. Because, again, the Roshan's up, the Secret's gonna go take it, and Alliance is in a position to contest.
Certainly are not. Even if they were, I don't think they'd actually make the play. But with this Aegis, Secret may finally be able to claim one of those melee barracks that he's trying to so long. Mid 1, of course, we'll take the Aegis. Looks like Nisha will take the cheese for himself. They do king out Mickey. So, find the hook. There is a lot of traps there, though. Mickey just trying to juke them out a bit. The mid lane is where Secret's going. They're not bothering for that that bot shrine. Just want to go straight for the mid barracks. Fortification will come out, and now the torrent as well. Qualifier actually does a lot of damage there. Mickey tries to blow him up, and he does. Wow. Quick timing there before the refraction came out from mid 1. So that's the Aegis gone, and now another torrent coming out. Tiger setting up with some remote mines as well, just hoping they go too far. Hook will not end up connecting here from Yapsaw, but they still will be able to claim that mid-racks completely. It looks like Secret do not want to mess around anymore with this base. They're just trying to back off though. Alliance are moving forward with the smoke. They find an X onto Zai. Now they do have Yapsaw to hook back with, but no Moxie. He'll toss him out of there. The hook is perfect from Yapsaw. He gets his teammate out of there, and Alliance, they are not bothering with this any longer.
Yeah, that's a pretty costly push, but again, it still gets done. They only expend the Aegis, which means that mid 1 won't have that option next time around, of course. But they take that melee racks, and they get to go back. They don't lose anything. They take that key objective, and the map is certainly starting. It's already shrunk you're gonna lose out on your push potential on those lanes as well, because now you're facing off against super creeps on that mid lane, which means it will just eventually shove in quite fast. So it's something that Alliance has to be aware of now, as they continue to buy some time for Taiga and Mickey to start really coming online.
Looks like Boxy is going for an Ethereal Blade himself on the Tiny now, so you're going to have 2 Ethereal Blades on the side of Alliance. So the aggression from Secret isn't going to stop anytime soon, it seems. Mid 1 just continuing to push out that mid lane. Qualifier, of course, sitting there with the Heaven's Halberd, trying to go for a Daedalus himself, and that's going to really help the cause when they're trying to defend.
Dire's
I'll
bottom
just pick up the
shrine
recipe
is
for his
under
Guardian Greaves now as well, so feel a lot better going up that high ground, knock those Guardian Greaves up.
Dire's bottom shrine.
Final Shrine
has
now
fallen.
being taken out by Secret. Puppy will just casually lose half his HP. One just going to run in with the Refraction. Okay, Boxy trying to find a way in, though he sees the rest of the heroes thinking about going in as well, but Boxy doesn't get the toss off. Now the Stormhammer will connect, and well, the finger as well. Hook does not, but it won't even matter. Boxy does lose his life, but now Mickey, he'll morph in and get the hook himself. They're trying to blow up Nisha, but he will get the cheese off in time. Nisha gonna dodge the boat coming in. Mickey trying to find another hook attempt here. Looks like Insania managed to steal the war crime, but Hook, Mickey, he gets caught. Yapsor again finds him. Stormhammer will be blocked by the Lynx, and Boxy just jumps in, tosses back Yapsor on the punch, and Yapsor still surviving for the moment with that dismember. He's just regening himself up. The wall's been dropped as well. Mickey just trying to survive, but the back's there. He does manage to wait for himself out, but they've lost Tiger and they've lost Kuiper on that Kunkka. They will buy back on Tiger. Boxy, a nice avalanche onto mid 1, though he gets Earth spiked up, and now the BKB from mid 1 just turning around onto Boxy, and they will be able to find that kill as well. And now the T4s are going to be the target. There's 3 heroes down, only 1 available with buyback. Mickey, can he defend this by himself? The buyout on Kuiper. Hook will not connect from Yapsor. Stormhammer will be dodged as well. Mickey, he runs straight onto mid 1. In fact, it won't be enough. The refraction was there anyway. He'll throw the Ethereal Blade out onto Puppy, but even he won't die from that. Mickey just trying to clear out the creep wave with his spin, though. Here comes Nisha doing the real damage. They caught Tiger with the hook. He blasts off, but it's not really going to matter. 3 heroes down. Nowhere back in this game. Mickey's still trying, however. Yapsor keeping Kuiper busy while all this is going on. The Ancient is down to about half a HP. They will find Kuiper, it looks like, on the Kunkka. Mickey's the only one left, and he gets put back out of the fountain. They call GG anyway. They've had enough of this game. And Secret, of course, will be able to pull it off. And John, you've got credit for these teams. Picking up a punch and a techie. Putting on a bit of a show for the viewers here in this close qualifier. Even though there is quite a bit on the line for both of them. But congratulations to Secret, beating out Alliance.
Definitely, it was a fun game to watch. Early on as well, it was quite explosive, but that techie's never really finding the space, never really finding the control on the map.
Now, maybe they can find King out. It's good. Nightmare. Don't really do too much to save him.
Oh man, what a fight. Now Navi's just gonna take Roshan as well.
It took them quite a while, but finally they ate through most of what Empire had in terms of ability and resources.
I don't know how they got the Terrorblade on the first kill without Empire actually having to intervene. Forcing the buyback and kind of causing a little bit of chaos in the Empire camp. Probably some communication going on as well, like, what just happened, guys? Light speed! A few seconds of miss happened.
It's really ridiculous right now. What is that, 50%? That's talented. Plus you have, what, 4 illusions from the mirror image. 2 more from the Manta style. The mirror image illusions do 50% damage. We're still hitting for like 100, give or take. And also hitting all 3 ones.
It just do 300 damage on the melee Rex and bot. Dying out.
I gotta find a better way to take these team fights. They need to find the Doom before the song, they need to try and...
It looks so good when they got the Soul Bind and the double Doom, still looks song down. That song, use cooldown, is only 80 seconds. He got a song twice that
Dire's
fight.
top shrine
First
has
time to
fallen.
disengage, the second one when the BKBs were equal.
Sending illusions. Not just doing damage, they're also scouting, so there's any sort of opportunity. Get a quick pick off, they're gonna take that. They can get green again, the game's just over. Now they can pull down their Terrorblades. Certainly something. Gonna have to stand up in their high ground, try and defend as best they can. Still gonna lose buildings here, because it is taking so long.
Ignis used as well.
That was very helpful. They don't have to
But now King Ars and he's on the fire line.
Maybe he is.
This is what
they needed. But Stampede. They just get out. Sober not doing anything. Double Stomp. And King Ars nice and needs to throw down. Stampede on the front line there. Front target. Sounds like she's already out with Centaur. He's gonna be chucked down very, very quickly. Just like 2 songs. 2 BKBs. One of them will expire. Diet is there, ready for the follow-up. There it is. Stunned up once. And don't need to stun him up twice. First down. And he is down for the count. Kolos can't even finish that TP. And Spider 2. They're gonna lose Sayu. And this seems like an impossible hold right now. 2 against 5. And they realize it too. Call it. GG. Well played. Navi. Still undefeated in these qualifiers.
The game of patience between good teams and great rounds, but one team has come on top. All those fights, they almost look like it's 50-50, but in the end, Navi just
Gus from the hunt, but they put the BKB open up. There's nothing to stop that TP away, so he's going to have to go for someone else. And they are going to settle for this Tide Hunter.
Beautiful curse into Ice Blast, very well done by Flight Moon once again, and this is probably gonna mean a Roche for them. Also, we haven't mentioned this yet, but it looks like Shisui actually bought himself a full BKB after this Dagon, so he's a pretty tanky skeleton himself.
Yeah, that's you know, I didn't notice, but yeah, you have the skeletons from Ark, and Jusui, he's just one of the skeletons on the side of Flight of the Moon. But yeah, this fight over here, where they use the AA blast to give vision to the Winter Wyvern. Winter Wyvern's blink didn't quite get him up to the high ground, but it just allowed for that brilliant Winter's Curse with the Drow Ranger hitting into his own teammates. So
yeah, for sure. And it looks like Flight the Moon is just gonna keep finding these initiations, and Gambit isn't really finding the fights that they are looking for. They're killing always wanna fly a few times, but they aren't really finding these big pickups that could lead into a favorable fight for them.
Yeah, so it looks like it's gonna be another road champ. I assume they'll put the Aegis on Jusui again.
Yeah, even though because of the BKB, it's probably still best to give the Aegis to Jusui, because he can get bursted in one stun.
Was meant to have this.
Afro Ninja forced to pop the BKB there.
Yeah, and he has the blink tag as well as the BKB. But knowing his BKB's down, they can get vision in these trees. With a quick TP away, he's going to be fine. But Immersion, they have an idea he's here. The TP, it's still on cooldown for another 12 seconds. Buffalo, he went in the wrong direction, so Immersion, he is actually going to be fine.
He's in a pretty cheeky spot. And it looks like he was considering both of the items we mentioned. The blink as well as the BKB. Is Flo gonna find him? Not quite.
Oh, just not in time. So, Immersion, he has the Spirit Vessel as well as the Bracer. You're right, he cannot make up his mind because he seems to be saving up for the full BKB. But I guess maybe if he dies, he'll go for the Blink Dagger.
Looks like that's exactly what Gambit is waiting for here. They finished up the Shivas on the OD. The Drow finished up her BKB, working towards possibly a Mantle and SNY now. And Doom is finishing up his BKB, so that's gonna be the time to go for Gambit. I guess they're just gonna wait for the Aegis to expire first.
Yeah, Shui, he's now scaling into the rest of his Dagon levels, just looking to up that damage as the Spider Gambit have got that little bit more tanky. But, so, Fly to the Moon, they have the Aegis. Are they looking to group up in push? It seems they are getting their lanes in good stead. And then they're going to go together and try and siege the high ground. Can they do that just yet?
I don't think so. Even though they have a Pugna, it's so risky. They want to get a pick off first. And that's exactly what they're looking to do. They're putting Shisui in front once again. And they want to make sure that they find a pick off before they really commit though. Like Shisui is standing super far back, just spamming out this Nether Blast.
The OD giving vision with the Shivas. Sitting over here, it's the Winter's Curse, it sets up once again, but they're ready to counter initiate. Oh, in the backline, but it's a good AA blast, a lot of damage comes to the backline, the BKB over on Drug, and Brazilian seeing a lot of damage, and they've already been able to kill this setup. It's too dead, they haven't lose, they've lost the first fight off to 3, and they're going to lose Ark at least once. But the OD, he killed himself over on the level, they pop the BKB onto the 3, Ark is back for his second life, and with the life gain, they've lost 2 now, they're fighting back, but Ark, is he going to lose another life? He eats the cheese, but it doesn't heal him that much, because of the Spirit Vessel, he goes to the sun. Ark, is he going to be able to get away? They brought back on Flow for this. And it looks like that might be the end of the fight. 2 dead for the side of Gambit. Are they going to continue this push on Flight to Move, even though there's 4 of them?
It was so unfortunate from Flight to Moon that they stacked both the Wraith Fire Blast as well as the Winter's Curse, so they weren't quite able to instantly kill this OD at the start of the fight. And it was a beautiful follow-up as well by Afterlife with this Ravage.
Yeah, it's positioned perfectly in the trees for that.
And at the same time, we see how much damage Dahak is able to put out in these fights if left alone.
Yeah, it's Immersion just getting a tiny bit aggressive over on Street. This Spirit Vessel is so annoying versus Pugna as well as the Wraith King. He even used the cheese in that last fight to try and turn around, but just didn't give him the heal he was looking for.
Exactly.
Afterlife, it looks like he's tackling one, but on the backline they've got to do the Winter's Curse once again to try and turn the back for Immersion. He has completed a BKB. The Finger of Death is actually not going to net them a kill over onto this tree Pugna. He pops his own BKB as well as the Glimmer Cape, and now Afterlife, maybe he's been caught out. They have the Nether Wall down. Do they have enough? He is decrepifed up, so they're not going to be able to get the kill, but the Winter Wyvern looks like it's going to be the one casualty on this fight. Over here, they tried to go in once again. Who has been caught inside this Astral? The Raid King, he's lost enough on his right. The team, they use the Stampede as well as the BKBs just so he can get out. And it looks like always want to fly. You said it previously, always want to die, sacrificing himself with Raid King.
Yeah, he's perfectly fine with that. As long as his Raid King gets out, he's perfectly fine. But right now, Afterlife does have 44 int. So it looks like this could be a good time for Gambit to get on the aggressive.
Yeah, it's Shui here. It's almost going to have that level 5 Dagon. One level away from it now.
I wonder what Chisui is gonna build next. There is the option of a Hex, but he can also go for something a bit more defensive like a Neon Disc.
Yeah, you don't think he needs a more controlling item like the Atos? Or the Hex, I mean both of them are control for the fight.
I feel like Hex is a decent option, but it's too late for Atos because everyone important has a BKB already, so it's not gonna do much in fight. If you wanna get an Atos on Pugna, you should get it as a first or a second item. Afterwards it falls off really fast.
So, Save here, he's had some very good Winter's Curse. I like how he has been trying to break up fights. Lots of Wyverns, you see, they save that Winter's Curse to try to result in a kill, but he's just using it either as a setup or to zone the fight, and I think that's really good play by him. But the OC over here, Rapper Inject, they have the summer on this. Do they have enough burst damage? He does pop his PKP for the force off. It's knocked down to low down. They don't actually get the slow, but now the Winter's Curse, his BKB is over, and so is his life. To stop all the control in the world. A bit of an overextension there by Rapper Inject.
Yeah, he's having such a rough game because there is no way for him to really survive once people go on him. He can't really TP out either, just because of the Winter's Curse every single time. We see him just trying to scramble away, but he's BKB'd, so he cannot Astral Imprison himself. He can just run away because of the center, and then the moment he waits too long, he just gets Winter's Cursed and then instantly stunned by the center. So very nice coordination by Flight Moon.
So I feel like we've been a bit focused on the engagements, that we haven't been looking at the game and how it's going as a whole. Because both these teams, they're fairly even in net worth, and we're going into the late game. And who do you feel this favors?
I feel like it does favor Gambit eventually, because they have these 4 cores, while Pugna doesn't really skill that well. So it's mostly gonna come down to Ark, and I don't feel like Ark can outcarry 4 heroes, even though he is super fine and he's having a great game.
Yeah, but with the help of his Assault Cuirass and his Pugna, they are going to claim their first tier 3. So there's even more map control if they want it. Meanwhile, these Skeletons then pushing in this mid lane, and Flo just going to take the last hit thanks to that Retaliate, doing 500 damage. That's a fair amount of damage on a Central.
Yeah, it's very decent. He did take the 30 base damage talent too, so that helps. I feel like everyone takes the 30 base damage though. The 50% double edge strength damage is just so mediocre. A level 15 talent that gives like 15 magic damage to yourself and an enemy? Oh, thank you.
So Ark, he has the blink as well as an MKB to Drow. Drow doesn't even have a completed butterfly. It just looks like now she's never going to be able to build one.
Yeah, it's just him expecting Drow to go for a butterfly eventually. But it looks like both of Gambit's cores are mostly interested in getting a Linken's, and I completely understand because this Wyvern is doing so much work.
Yeah, it's, the Winter's Curse, we saw it in the top lane. The Disable through BKB netted them easy kills, and hopefully it means the fights will go a bit better for Gambit. Although it seems when Gambit, they are able to take the fights on their terms. Use the Ravage, get the Doom, things are pretty good. But Flight the Moon, it feels like they've been getting the slightly better initiation.
Immersion does have the blink now, so he can try to go for this blink into Warstorm, which basically makes him a discount center war runner.
Yeah, centaur on centaur action here.
Are scanning.
The kill's pretty even. Roshan, it's gonna be another 2 minutes before it's up. They do actually, they're just using the ice vortex to scan it up. They're not too much equipment necessary. But over here, they're going on to Ark, and he might lose his first life here to the Gust. He has been decrempied up, but the Finger of Death, that's gonna net the first kill over on FNG. But I hear a Doom over here onto the back line. They've managed to fight this Sentinel, so he's not going to have the ultimate. And this fight is being broken up. They've lose the Sentinel over to Doom, but bombing his BKB is going to walk away. But they've used the Winter's Curse as well as the Ravage. The Drow Ranger's not going to go down, but they've lost Sweet. Both these heroes without biomass, and now they're losing more. They've lost AA, Gambit. What a great fight for them. They've killed Sweet. He doesn't have buyback. They're probably going to look into Roche, but Roshan hasn't respawned.
And this is huge. No Pugna buyback means this could possibly be a tier 3, if not more, for the side of Gambit. I wonder if they realize that there are no buybacks on Flight to Moon for now.
Has fallen.
Immersion just finding that center on the backline, not having the Stampede to be able to reach into themselves in the fight. And now they're going to be able to get this lane of rats. Just using that demon. Oh, always want to fly. He fought back for this. Now they know there's no air, and they push so fast. This is a Drow lineup here. 34 seconds without their Pugna.
They've been playing so well this entire game for Flight to Moon, but they would make one mistake and you just see the power of the Drow lineup. The Rex are instantly gonna fall.
Luckily for them, Gambit haven't taken any more tier 2 towers. So it is only one lane of racks. So this game isn't quite over with that mistake. But Flight to the Moon, they're now surely on the back foot.
Yeah, they need to keep finding these initiations with Wyvern, but it's gonna get harder and harder because now Afro Ninja's Lincoln Sphere is gonna come out.
So Ark has the Skull Basher as well as BKB.
He's running out of slots though, and Chiswi can't really skill that much harder. Like, he can buy a Hex, but he's still gonna be so vulnerable as a Pugna.
What they do seem to be doing, however, is taking advantage of the Ravage being on cooldown, as well as that Doom. They're going to realize with the gangsters that they're nearby. It looks like they tried to go on the back line to blow off this Winter Wyvern, but with the Stampede, he's going to be able to get away. Does need to be careful that Wars, the Boomstop is going to save him, and now Ark is committed over here for the Doom. And the side of Gambit, they're not able to find anyone else. They do have the silence over to, onto the over onto the Pugna, but they're going to be able to get the stun into the buyback from the Doom. FNG, a nice double stun. And DJ, he's trying to build up his defense, but they pop the BKB over and on. That's going to be an easy kill on the line. Now Ark, he wants to get on top of that Drow because he is taking a lot of damage by Emergent. He pops to do this onto the Pugna while she's BKB. So now Flight to Moon, they really have to retreat away because they're not going to have that Pugna for the fight. Always want to fly. He's going to be the sacrificial lamb.
And we can really see the impact from Tidehunter in these fights. He's being so aggressive, and Flight to Moon just knows that they cannot take him down. There's no break, no real Kraken Shell piercing disabled, so as a result, I think Flight to Moon is going to be too late to contest this Roche. That's a refresher as well.
Yeah, but they go in with the blood. They use Stabilize so far enough. Now they have the Ravage. They don't actually have the Raptor over here on ult. They're going to lose the first life over on ult, but it does start for a whole bunch of people. Emergent, he wants the BKB, and now Ark is down there. He doesn't have the BKB for another 90 seconds. He needs to be careful, but the Winter's Curse, it means they're going to be attacking down slow. He goes for the stun. Ark, is he going to be able to get out of here with another Daybot coming out for the screen? The ultimate over there from the OD, it looks like it has done much, but he is on top of safe. And Ark is going to go down. He is going to go down, but they've lost 3 once again. He doesn't have buyback. Oh, he's going to go down as well. There's 100 seconds without him. No buyback on both the cores here of Flight to the Moon.
Yeah, and this could very well be the end. I'm not sure how Flow as well as Always Wanna Fly will be able to stop this Gambit lineup and just taking the throne. I wonder if Gambit realizes this though, that there is no buybacks. Eventually they're gonna have to realize.
They're not going for tier 4s, they are just focusing on these racks. They brought back on the safe Winter Wyvern, but without the Winter's Curse, it feels like she's only half a hero. No, yeah, the pings do come out. They finally realize that there aren't any buybacks remaining on Flight to the Moon. 20 seconds without this Winter's Curse. But I think your Crow is going to be dead by then. They have to try and do something. Slow positioning on the back line to try and do something. But Drow, it looks like he's winning this. They have the sun. They use the ultimate of the center, but it doesn't really matter. They're going to lose Always Wanna Fly, dying once again in this game. That Spirit Vessel on Emergent has just been so effective. And Gambit, it looks like they're going to be able to win this game. Afro Ninja able to find the kill. Over onto Flow, and now the throne is in trouble. There's no Pugna for 11 seconds. They do have the Winter's Curse, but it's only onto 1, and they're just not hitting him there. Moves past clean, they jump in with the Refresher Dude, wants to celebrate with it, and Gambit to take this game.
It's so good at the start for Flight the Moon. They had some beautiful pickoffs onto the Afro Ninja out for Devara, but ultimately they couldn't breach the high ground. And when Gambit got the items they needed, they got the BKBs as well as the pipe on tight. It was just so hard for Flight the Moon to really find good engagement.
Radiant team ban.
Virtus Pros turn to ban.
That ban also kind of make a little.
Fighting
They're
against
all in a magic element. As soon as the VKBs come out on the side of VP, they're gonna.
How does Quap fare against Odie in mid?
Should be alright. Kind of stay away from the imprisonment. Or you go down the Kunkka routes, but still not ideal. Should be able to hold his own and get a. Lina would be perhaps another option. Anything with more magic burst help.
You may now select
Actually,
your
Medusa would be
heroes.
sure about this. Because it doesn't really fit well into that 20 minutes.
Yeah, I agree on that. The Medusa needs time. You have a lineup that can read 16 hours. For sure. They're already like got the item thing.
This should scale reasonably well, even against a bit. Because you're gonna have so much damage out, not just from the Drow and the OD, but even Nature's Prophet can turn into a veritable Soul Spirit, just buffing everybody, and with all this extra attack speed, even Solo himself will be able to do a reasonable amount if he gets just a few seconds here and there to throw in a few attacks. And if you talk ultra late game, Tidehunter with a plus 250 damage talent, I mean, he is a support in this one, but it's still something you can look forward to, and this is not something that Team Spirit can match.
Well, the time to shine for Team Spirit if they're themselves alive in that spot. Like, DP are just playing for pride here. They're one step closer to getting the number of mission.
Normally.
Yeah. I mean, after this one, VP will face up against Na'Vi, the two undefeated teams up against each other. Okay, and then he's gonna quite a few, probably almost a full level there. Oops. Train of thought. But yeah, that's something to look forward to. But still, potentially, Na'Vi could still knock out Virtus Pro from that one position. They play well in there. So, still want to win this one if you can help it. Sure to have as much.
Well, that's a treat for later.
To battle.
What I do like is this Orb of Venom pickup Tidehunter. Got Gush level 1 and Orb, a lot of slow. minus armor that really works together with the drow on the bench. The wave of terror as well. That's a total of -7 armor.
Don't want to fight into that. And the oh no, Van's gone. Run. Run! They're not letting the spell go just yet. Ramses gets tossed into there. Nice play there from the Tiny. But now, gotta turn things around. Wait for Terror to get pulled again in a couple of seconds and trying to go for the slows. But he's fast enough with his boots instead. And more. Better target with enough gush. Couple right clicks here, a little bit winding up for the stun, that should buy enough space. Even the Jakiro to survive.
Really hurts to be that score there. He does get out, but damage they just dealt that armor that he stings.
Taking a lot of experience away, which is absolutely nice.
Gush cast range is not long in 900 to get another spell cast, connect the lash, and then follow it up with the minus armor wave of terror and finish kill.
Looking constantly on a hunt for someone that's out of all of that. It's really good for Ramses as he's able to right click really because of all of this pressure that this putting up. Aggressive posturing is working out decently.
He was standing next to the treads and helped. Tower without risking being dive.
That's a miss his last hits, in which case this is still a good play. He only missed one, but it is missed. All good. This bottom lane, even though Pasha didn't get the kill, having a bit of extra space, three right clicks essentially, sitting at 19 and 15. He's absolutely manhandling people right on top. Launch to slow them down. Birds, though, they want to be more aggressive, they want to find cost back, but Velio maybe a little bit too much. He doesn't have -4 armor right now, full of stun. So let's see, he can do a little bit earlier. Now looks for more. We can slow. 2 points of crossers. Certainly putting it in quite a bit of overtime. Pensko dies. It's a double kill, maybe? Okay. Yeah,
This is huge for Ram. It's a double kill. Now halfway to level. And what you mentioned about the bottom lane, the Sand Keepers, and he's now level 5. He's an entire level ahead of these hits for 90 damage.
We'll get level 4. This is a little bit of a slaughter, not exactly what I would have expected. He got it what? He should be able to Sandstorm now outside of sentry range, but he doesn't have a sentry of his own to counter the one out for partial, which means he can just keep clicking.
Radiant are scanning.
This is not a good start for BCZ.
Just got money for his boots. Gets stove. Run with solo. Thinking of that. Extra movement speed. Gush connect. 40% slow is pretty up against. Test this life in the bounces.
No 2-for-2 exchange is To the triangle. Down, Mimo. Bring him down.